Hello ladies and gentlemen, Andy here, and we're just going to be going over ladder match I had between myself and Crown King. Crown has been mentioned over here for being a phenomenal PSSS player, and I'm going to be rocking the carrions into him. I'm still trying to figure out which one I prefer, the extra range off of Codeds, or if I prefer kind of the more less build checky version that is carrions. Both of them do obscene damage, and you see here I've taken a little bit of damage. I don't know if I've gone for that swap yet onto the bull goats, and I might pay for it. Might have a little bit of a trade here, and that's one of the advantages of this matchup, is that I'm forced out every single time. He does have insane priorities over the course of this match. As you'll see here, I am going to have my tier pop forced back now once again. Going for that tally swap, I mess it up, but I do manage to fix it just as quickly. And now that means that I can at least stay in and force a bit of pressure. I don't have to worry as much. He does run in. He got greedy there and is going to be punished for it. I'm going to play it a little bit more patiently here because I kind of have to. Force in, get a little bit of damage, go for that JL1, force in another little bit, 709 damage on the board. He's forced back into the corner here. I could have kept up that pressure there and forced him in, and we do manage to get the roll punish there. Standing L1 into a roll, forcing him out there. That is more or less what I have to do here. I have to force rolls and then punish accordingly. So that's 1-0-2 et moi. Force back in now once again. We are going to see it. He's going to go for a whiff. I managed to try and go for that roll catch, just not enough. I try and space out the second attack that he's going to pull out there, but it's just not going to be enough. He's going to be just in range. He gets greedy, runs in, and then gets punished there for his little bit of aggression. And that's the beauty of it, is I can just L1, and if he decides to aggress, I still have priority all the way across here, forcing him back there once again. We are going to see that attempted whiff punish there, but it's just too slow. What I should be doing is trying to force corner pressure and then getting the backswings off at the second L1, but it's just not going to be enough. Do manage to get 210, forcing a trade there, 455. He still wins that trade, which isn't ideal, but it's still not the end of the world as he goes for a whiff, and we do see the space out there. I am going to manage to losing that trade, eating a considerable amount of damage there, forcing that roll out, manage to catch him with the backswing. Do decide to roll that out there. The crouch R1 comes out then just to catch him on the way out. Forcing another trade, and you see that there. That's why Shamshir is as strong as it is. It can just keep pressing, and on a trade, I don't really have many options. I try to go for a half hit there, but it isn't going to be enough. He's forced back now. I do manage to get the interrupt in the roll. He's now quite low, 852 damage there on that one. He is having to play this so carefully now at this point, and I can just afford to take so much, and we get the backswing there as well on that one. Could have been caught in menus, not entirely sure, but that's going to be 2-0. And then we move on to this third stock. Crown now is going to start adapting, if memory serves here, and I'm going to start struggling for a little bit. And it's again that patience. He realizes that he has to play a little bit more patiently, have a little bit better roll discipline. I try and catch him on the end of that roll there, but it's not going to be enough. You see I go for these jump attacks here. I'm kind of playing a little bit more sloppy now because I think I can afford to. I do get that interrupt there on that running, and we see we're baiting out these running attacks here, but that jump there from Kilo just wasn't the best of ideas. Empty jump there, try and catch him there in the roll, but he just manages to get out. You see, he R1, and he's already long gone silver. I'm struggling here to figure out when it's actually safe to attack. I expect him to go for a running attack there, so I roll, because he will interrupt me. I go for an empty jump. He might have been in menus there, managed to get the crouch. His angle there I can't. I'm not entirely sure if that's just the if that's simply the angle of that I came in on, or if that's that he was unlocked expecting me to try and go for something else. I'm not entirely sure. Go for that jump attack, force a rollout. Godskin proc comes out. Go for another empty jump. Manage to clip him there for just a little bit of damage. He's in the corner. That's where I want him, but no, he manages to get out there for pretty much free. Could have gone a staggered L1 and might have worked. I do manage to get that one there. Just space it out. I tried to go for the trade here, expecting him to try and stay in once again, but he doesn't. That's going to be a thing that I just keep getting punished for really, really stupid things. I do manage to catch him there, and I'm expecting that I can roll out, and I expect that to trade, and it doesn't, and that's going to be me seeing, I was going to say seeing a loading screen, but heading on back with my tail between my legs. That's 2-1 to me so far. Forcing back now, once again, we are going to see Crowned here. Come back in, the physics are drunk. He comes in with that immediate taste of aggression. That spinning slash comes out there. It's not going to be enough. I do try and go for an interrupt there with the crouch R1, but it's not going to be sufficient either. I do manage to get my swaps off. I'm in the corner. I'm managing just about to get out. He's not really leveraging the backswings much because he kind of knows that I can mash into him if I'm not careful. If he's not careful, I do manage to get the interrupt there in the crouch R1. I can't stay in on pressure just on account of the fact that he can just swing and roll out, and there's very little I can do. I do force a trade there, forcing in these swaps back onto Godskin again. Again, I got really good utility off of it the last time. Crowned is in the UK. I'm in Ireland, so we have incredibly low latency, which is absolutely phenomenal. It just means that interactions work pretty much as they should. So for the nerds out there, that's probably about 25 ping max. Force in there, try and catch him out of the roll, but I just swung a little bit too early, keeping up that pressure. Managed to catch him there with a little bit of damage. I was expecting at least one of those to stun. I do roll out the spinning weapon. It's not going to be great. He is going to be punished for 420, but I just get greedy here, and I don't know why. Force back in there. I do manage to get the L1, rolls the first one, walks into the second, as you do. I am going to take insane damage here. I probably should have swapped over to the blue feather in this one, but I didn't. No, I mess up the swap. He's close enough that if he catches me in menus, I'm in trouble, so I just elect not to. He's forced back into the middle now. Go for the jumping attack. Expect the second one to go through, but it just does not. Goes for a run or two. I expect that I have time to actually get that bit of pressure off. I'm on 1 HP in a dream. He has a considerable amount of health. He can just bully now. He can just stay in. I do manage to get the 467. I whiff there on that crouch attack, on the rolling attack, sorry. And then it's GGWP. That's going to be 2-2 if I recall correctly. That is going to be the fifth round here. Now he goes for the skull emojis, as SSK would say. Skull emojis managing to come out there, not actually getting any good utility out of them, but it does force me away from being aggressive at the very beginning. It's a nice way to buy time and give me something else to worry about. I don't know why I went into menus here, and I do get caught in the corner. I'm going to be put to town. You see, I can't hit him even on this low latency. Just Shamshir has just so low recovery, and he's just swinging with absolute impunity. I'm forced in now, trying to recoup the gap that has been formed here. As to whether or not it's going to be good enough, I'm not sure. I keep up that pressure, try to catch the roll catch. Not going to work though. He kind of has that timing down. I probably could have pressed here. I go for the full L1, and I was expecting him to do something a little bit different there, but I do manage to eat a considerable amount of damage. Not a flawless round though, so I'll take it. I do swap over here. There's absolutely no point. One hit is going to kill me regardless, so I swap over to red feather here to try and even it out. I go for a jump, expecting it not be able to hit, but he pressed late, meaning he was able to catch me. And that's 3. That's 2-3 to crowned. Le physique. Le skull emoji. Very exciting stuff. He is going to keep up that pressure. I managed to roll out there once again. No damage from the skulls, but that's not really going to matter. I am going to have to swap over here. Managed to get my 2 tallies in. He's going to be forced out on a roll again. He has to respect my space, and I'm expecting him to keep up that aggression, but he's wary about those rolling attacks coming out. And then that impatience is really starting to catch me out here. I'm playing way too risky, considering that I am probably in a matchup disadvantage, at least to a certain degree. I managed to go for that strafe, managed to catch the roll there. He's forced back now once again. He goes for the jump R2, and I expect him to kind of roll out of that, so I go for an empty jump, but he realizes that he can press with impunity. I try and catch him there once again. Again, I'm getting very, very impatient. Very, and I'm being punished for it. And even when I'm starting to play a little bit more patient, that urge to just press buttons is really punishing me all the way across. He rolls back now once again. The shear is just being kept up with those lightning bundles. I go for run L1. Really bad idea, but I just figured I might as well throw it out and see what happens. I realized I wasn't bulls. I'm not sure. Oh, he must have ghost hit me on a backswing before and I walked into it. That's interesting poise counting that has failed me for the last time. Star screen. And here we go. I think I was caught in a pivot animation. I try and go for a crouch just to see what would happen. This is a reset. It is 4-2 to crowned. I am woefully behind now, and I need to really wake the hell up. Otherwise, I'm going to be put away, experience pain and suffering on a level that you would not understand, which is being embarrassed by someone on the internet. You just can't do it. As he catches me in the corner here, not a great start, but I do manage to get the roll. Being a little bit more patient, I expect him to press out of it there, but he doesn't. He elects to walk away. I believe he could have. and then I just catch him there. We trade 729. We're about even now, thereabouts. I do manage to just about roll that. He does catch me in the end of that one there once again. I'm going to be staying in, go for that empty jump there, try and force out something that he's going to do. I do manage to catch him for 48 on the board. He's chilling here in center. He doesn't want to be put in the corner. I don't want to be put in the corner. We do that little bit of pressure, try and catch him with the L1. He does go for an R2. I imagine he was going for a run R2 there, and the input just got aided. Miyazaki himself came in and eated the packets. As he's forced back now once again, he is going to get that hit by that crouch R1. Risky business in this matchup, and then I keep up that pressure, try and go for another crouch R1, go for a jump. He is forced to roll here. I'm just outside of his distance, and then I manage to get the L1. His tier is procced, mine is still up. I can still afford to take a little bit of damage, just a little bit of a risk, and it's now at this point now that I do not want to, and I catch him. He misspaces. He's going to eat that damage. He's down so low. Caught now once again. And I go for crouch attack. The crouch attacks are borderline unreactable here. Throw a dagger there just to keep him on his toes. He's forced now into the corner. Forced now back once again. And I'm going to just... He's one-handed. He is panicking. And we catch him in the panic rolls. And then we put him away. GG's. Good fight. That's 3-4. And we're starting to get the catch-up here, folks. Physic is drunk. Are the skull emojis to be thrown? No skull emojis this time. He's considering better of it. Forcing in that nice bit of pressure. I go for L1. I expect that to trade. It doesn't. I'm caught off now here. This is a bad start to be at. I just hold on to that L1 just a little bit more than I ought to have. I probably should have just pressed right in his face. He's expecting now for the roll catch timing, so I need to change it. He switches over to fists. I don't even know if he gets decent damage here. I go for an L1. I just force in that pressure, go in for the last L1, space out the R2, which is of course the most important thing for me to do. If I don't do that, I'm going to eat shit and die, is the overall idea. He's stuck now in the corner where I want him, but I let him out with that jump attack. I should have just kept up the pressure. Try and go for that L1. Is it going to work? Not quite. Managed to catch him with the crouch attack. Trying to just very quickly change up the timing. He could have just pressed there, go for a crouching L1 in case he tries to strafe. On our lat, it's low enough that you could be able to. Force back now once again. He goes for those running attacks. Doesn't follow up with just a neat little thing to keep in mind on the running attacks in Shamshir. The hitbox after the run, it becomes weird. So in other words, you do a run attack and then you R1 out of it. It has even more range, but he double swings, leaves himself in range. The recovery just wasn't quite what he was looking for, and he ends up getting that. So now it's 4-4. You swear this was a pop song. My God. Physics drunk. No skull emojis. Are there going to be skull emojis? No skull emojis. Unfork bestie. Force back now once again. He is going to go for these L1s just out of distance here, expecting me to press into him. I do manage to get the first blood here in this match. He's taken enough damage here that I have to be aware of it. He's going to be chilling here just out of distance now. He knows that he has to play this an awful lot more patiently. I'm just trying to bait out something. I go for that L1. I manage to hit him. Force back now once again. He is going to take that extra little bit of damage. This is what I wanted from him. Take a little bit of damage there from him in the corner, but I do manage to eat that spinning slash. I am going to eat that backswing there as well, just for my troubles. I swap off. He doesn't punish me in menus. And again, he's leveraging the advantages that his setup has, in that he can just press and I can't necessarily hit him. Had I done a staggered L1 there, I might have even walked into his backswing there, which wouldn't have been ideal. He goes for a jump R2 into a spinning slash. I thought I was safe to come in. We force a trade. Neither of us have the physic tier up now. This is going to be a closer match than we had before. He is now back on. I managed to catch him there with that. Force back now once again. I'm not sure, does he realize that he can press on that? I'm not entirely sure what the idea is. Good spacing here on the side of Crown, baiting out my attack. 448. He does manage to hit me there with that. We are both pretty much one shot. I elect, like an idiot, to go for the red. This is greed. This is pure unadulterated. I'm going to put you in the ground. I should have set up for the other one. I am low enough that I actually have to be worried about it. Setting up just outside of distance. I'm trying to force that pressure. I expect him to roll, and no, he can just press in my face. Risky maneuver, but greed got the better of me. GG's crowned. Well played. 5-4 to Crown King. Well played, brother. Always a pleasure. I'm just on a strength min. If I recall correctly, it's a strength min rex for carrions build. So in other words, like however many int I require. It's a decent build. You get about 600 AR off of this for something that's insanely long. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this, if you'd like to catch more of it, join the Discord. We'll be hosting tournaments. And yeah, hope you enjoyed yourselves. So, like, subscribe, all of that disgusting stuff that I'm obliged to do. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.